Hi there, my name is Tom from Physical, Alba International Physical Theatre Festival, www.physicalfestival.it. You can also find us on Facebook at Physical Festival. And today I'm in front of this beautiful church. We are in the town of Alessandria, Piedmont, quite a large town. And the church where I'm standing, the square where I'm standing, and the church here behind me is the church of Santa Maria di Castello. Beautiful church built in the 10th century, and the church does have some beautiful frescoes inside. Unfortunately, I cannot show them to you because it's closed right now as I'm shooting this video. And today we're going to speak about lighting your shows, especially considering the post-COVID-19 era, which is going to affect in a permanent way, at least for our lifetime, I think, theater and performing arts in general. So, are you planning your next show based on the lighting, or are you planning your show? Are you thinking about the lights afterwards? That's the first consideration we had to make. In the past, especially with regards to some performances such as dance and other performances that tend to rely on the physicality and create emotional effects, sometimes using lighting. The sort of rationale was, well, I'm going to take this show in a beautiful theater setting, and it's going to be lit in this particular way, and so on. And sometimes you had shows that rely too much on the lighting effects. Another approach could be, well, I'm going to make my show work no matter what, in any kind of condition. And if I do have a situation where I can use good lighting, well, I'm going to use that afterwards. But my show is going to work no matter what. Meanwhile, just turn around and show you this beautiful square. This is a large square here in Alessandria. And, well, I think the second option is the one that is going to guarantee that your show may tour in the future. Well, why is that? Well, because as the situation stands right now, at least here in Europe, it is much easier to perform open air than indoor. And I think performing indoor is going to be a problem for years to come. I don't have any illusion that this is going to be solved like this, and we're going to go back to the way life was before. And now open air does bring some kind of problems with the lighting, with weather conditions, unless you're performing inside a spiegel tent or something like that, or any kind of structure that does give some protection from wind, for example. And also, it depends on the time of the day when you are performing, because if you're performing outside, unless you are performing like in night shows or stuff like that, there may be situations where you be performing like in lighting conditions which are not optimal, especially if you're performing like around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the evening. Also, if you notice, the majority of performances, at least here in Italy, are carried out during the so-called warm months, so from April onwards. And usually those days tend to be longer with a lot of light and so on. Now, I'm not mentioning Scandinavia, for example, because if you are in Stockholm, basically it's going to be light all day long until midnight or something like that. So it's a total new approach to produce your next show, and it doesn't matter, I think, what kind of genre you're involved with, whether it's clowning, dance theater. That's a bell. I think the bell, the bell is ringing for me, and so bear in consideration that in the future when you want to propose your next show. In our festival, for example, in May, I think the majority of venues are going to be outdoor. We may have a church available. It's not as big as this one, but we may host a show inside a church. And like I said, we got to consider weather conditions as well. But the lighting, well, you got to adapt. If you're moving from the standpoint where I want this exact lighting, it has to be this way, I think you're on for a big disappointment. It is a period which may last, once again, many years, where you have to adapt to the situations. And also be willing to perform in unconventional venues. If Muhammad does not go to the mountain will go to Muhammad. Well, that's the same with theater nowadays. Indoor theater is pretty much dead now, for obvious reasons, and he also was before, in a way. And today, as a performer, as an artist, as a creator, really have to think about performing in unusual places you never thought about. And that's a challenge, but hey, you're the creative person, you're the artist, and that's what artists are supposed to do, I guess. Be creative and come up with new ideas and new ways of doing stuff. So that's enough. Hope you're doing well, and we're going to continue with another pill tomorrow. Bye-bye. Take care.